Well, I had planned to do a video for you on changing out an injector wire on a Ford, but kind of went sideways, didn't like it, so I deleted it. So instead, we're going to do an update video. So let's start with Rusty. All right, this old man, he's going to get some work done next year. As you can see, since I didn't tape it, he's got new tires and new lug nuts in the back, and we're going to change the lug nuts in the front. They're two different sizes. I think the back ones are 19s and the front ones are 21, and well, that's going to create a headache for anybody that has to change them. Hopefully nobody has to, but that's okay. So, all right, we're going to get our door fixed, we're going to get our door painted, and we got our floor put in. We bought a floor from LMC Truck, and I glued it down with some PL3 and bolted it down with some bolts, kind of give it that industrial look. We're going to get the windshield replaced so we can put our carpet back down. So that's going to be an interior job. There's a guy in town I'm going to talk to about getting the seats redone. So we're going to get that all taken care of. Hopefully somewhere along the way I can get the grounding issue fixed and my tack will work right. All right, fuel system. We do have fuel system work on this truck. It's not holding fuel pressure at the engine. And last time I had the bed off, I noticed that one of my fuel lines, probably the pressure line, was kind of bubbling gas. I don't know if the connector's bad on it or if the O-ring's no good, but we're going to take the bed off. We're going to get this situation resolved and be good to go. We're going to work on our back brakes next year. We're going to get the parking brake fixed finally, so that for the first time in the 13 odd years I've owned this truck, it'll have parking brake. Let's see, what else we got going on this truck this year. We're going to finish it up. We're going to do the body work on the roof, so we got the roof fixed. We're going to get this door fixed. We've got a problem with the door. Broke a bolt off right down here. Yeah, it's right there. So we're going to pull this whole assembly out. It comes out from the inside. There's a bolt there, and then there's a couple on the frame structure of the door. Take that out. We'll get that either drilled out or something, or we'll go to the pull apart and we'll get another one of these so we can put our western mirror back on. We'll go get a brand new western mirror for it and stick it on there. I've got bolts for this so that they're not the original Torx bit bolts, because over time it's hard to get those bolts out if you have to take the mirror off or something. So we've got, get this fender painted. And let's see, what else are we doing to the truck next year? We're doing front brake lines on this truck. The driver's side brake hose is kind of like the proportioning valve for both sides, and the hose is broke. So if that hose breaks all the way through, it's not broken, but it's rotted pretty bad. There's a lot of weather checking on it. If that breaks, you have no front brakes, because as you'll see when we do the brakes video, how the system's set up. We're also going to do the springs on this truck. We're going to put brand new springs on this truck because these are pretty worn. We're going to, while we got the springs out, we're going to change the radial arm bushings because this thing still does the bang thing when you go around corners at 55. We're going to get that to stop. We're going to get our cab mounts done so that the cab stays on the frame. Do a little body work next year. We're going to maybe work on that a little bit. So Rusty's going to be a series, but I'm not going to make it like the Zephyr, or not the Zephyr, but the Fairmont project of Eric the Car Guy was. That went on forever. I am not doing that. I find that to be monotonous, even though I watched the whole thing from front to back. Yelled and screamed at most of it, but that's beside the point. And then we've got our Buick. Yes, our LeSabre Tooth. Yes, we've got some work to do on her. We've got to get this paint sorted out this year. So we're going to get her repainted. Let's see, what do we got to do on this car? Back hub bearings. I got a noisy one in the back. That, and this one's missing a bolt because when I went to change the wheel cylinders a few years ago, I couldn't get the bolt back in the hole. The bolt sits in the glove box, so we'll probably be able to get that put back together this year. We're going to drop the tank and fix the sending unit on it so we got a full working gas gauge. We're going to get under the hood and change out the throttle position sensor. In the trunk sits our pump for our Dynaride. So I'm going to reroute everything from under the hood to the trunk so that our dyno ride will work. So we're going to make a custom wire so we can run it from the mounting point in the back, which I haven't decided where that's going to be yet. It's probably going to be over there on the driver's side. That way everything goes down one side. We don't have to crisscross it. We're going to bring it up front and hook it into the wiring under the hood. We're going to have our dyno ride pump in the trunk. We're going to put some rubbers, grommets on it so that it doesn't vibrate the car when it goes off. Let's see. We're going to get the fuel line fixed next year. We're going to have one continuous line running from the engine to the tank, or at least to the filter. So a lot of fuel system work on this car. So that's going to be a series. So you want to keep your eyes open for that one. Let's see what else we got in the driveway that we're going to work on. Focus is getting some work done on it too. Focus has the classic issue with the blend door actuator. It doesn't have one. But let me give you a brief overview of what we're doing here. All right. So you get in the car, and I think I've done videos on this before. This knob sticks. Well, it's probably not going to stick today because I've been working it. So the project we're going to do here on this car is we're going to take the dashboard out. We're going to pull the heater core out. We're going to pull that whole box out. We're going to clean up the flaps, make sure everything's straight, that nothing's broken. And if it's broken, we'll go get replacement parts. We're going to make sure this knob functions like it's supposed to. And then we're also going to change the heater core since we're in there. This one works fine, but if you've ever done a heater core on a modern car, it's an ordeal and a half, especially when you don't have an access door. This car does not have an access door. If you have to change the heater core in this car, you have to pull the dashboard out. No way around it. I've tried. So we're going to have the inside of this car torn apart, get that done under there, get that back to going where we have a working blend door for our vents. Then we've got the Kia. Yes, that thing. We're going to try to patch that hole down there next year. This one needs a gas tank. This one you can only fill up to half a tank. After that it starts to stink. I've already rerouted the purge hose from the charcoal canister because on that tank it's got a metal line that goes around the back of the tank, but it still leaks. I think it's got a leak right there on the filler neck. As the filler neck comes down about halfway into the tank, it kind of leaks down underneath there. But if you get it under half, if you get it at half a tank or below, it doesn't smell. So we're going to put a gas tank in this one. Or actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to ship it off and have it done, because this is an ordeal and a half. We're going to get the body work done on this car though, because we got to get that hole fixed. We got another hole back here. So I'm going to try to get this whole rocker panel off of internet somewhere. We got to do the driver's side too, because it's bad. This one also needs fuel lines. This is a returnable system. So you got a return line, and you've got a, actually it's a returnless system. This has two lines under the hood. One line that goes to the injector rail. The other one goes to the purge valve. I've got one monitor that won't set on this car, and it's for catalyst. And it's usually because of a purge valve issue. This car has a new catalytic converter on it. It's got new oxygen sensors in it. The exhaust system's done up to about middle seat on this car. The rest of it we're going to have to do later on because there's a hole in the pipe that goes around the rear end. But that's another day. So, all right, let's walk on over here to our shop. I love the fact I can walk 50 steps or better and be right in my business. I encourage that for anybody. Of course, you know, if you got like 5 acres of land, that'd be the best thing to have. I don't, but you know, that's neither here nor there. We're going to work on our building this year, at least try to. I want to try to get some walls up this year. That was the goal for actually next year. That was the goal for this year, and I didn't get to it. We're going to get a floor put in though. We're going to get paver blocks, and we're going to put a paver block floor down, temporarily of course. It might be permanent, depends on how I like it. All right, we got our little Ellie Mae over here, our 97 Escort shop car, and she's broke. I went to fix her and she's broke. Anyway, so we got to come over here we got to change the transmission shaft seal, because I nicked it by mistake pulling out the old shaft because it was banging. Whenever drive shafts click, you want to get them changed as soon as possible. Well, this one started clicking when you would do a hard left turn or a hard right turn. You'd feel it in the steering wheel, and it was this side here. So I went and got another axle shaft, went and put it in there, didn't change the seal because I was trying to be careful not to nick it. Long story short, I have a leak. It's coming from the shaft seal. This car does not leak, ever. It's never leaked once. I've got a transmission leak now. The only thing I did was change the shaft seal, or not shaft seal, but the shaft. Now I got to change shaft seal. So we're going to do that project. We're also going to do the exhaust system from the catalytic back, because I've tried to fix that thing numerous times and it's not right. The car vibrates when it's running. I'm going to throw my hands up and say to hell with it. Walker exhaust makes the complete pipe from front to back. It's about 10 feet long. I'm going to have a helper out here with me to get it done. We're going to get another muffler for the back, and the exhaust system, the front half will be done. We have to change the catalytic converter, but not right now. I've got my Sprite can and my 2 hose clamps keeping the hole closed so that it doesn't set off my check engine light, so we're okay here. And so this car is going to get some love next year. Get new tires for it. We're also putting tires on the Focus. I think that's it. We're going to finish up our... Oh, there's my Marbles kitty. He's kind of like the shop cat. He comes around when he wants to. We're going to finish the lights up on the trailer next year, because let me show you what we got. The lights that I got, they're LEDs. The back ones work great, but see, the other ones are too big and they don't fit on this little plate right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount them up here. Okay, so we're going to run our wire that usually comes down under here. You can see a little bit of it right there. It's going to come over here. We might be able to fit it up through here because it comes through this tube right here. So we'll unhook it from here, we'll feed it straight, and then we'll plug it in right there, and then we'll have our side light on this side, and we can do the same on the other side, I think. Let me look here. No, we can't, because we have a vehicle ID tag sitting right there. So on this side, what we're going to do is we're going to take this and push it over here. We're going to put it on the opposite side. So this wire that you see right here, it's going to, I don't know if we should double back it or if we should, well, no, I can't put it up there because you can't see it. I thought about doing like my grandfather-in-law has on his trailer, but we can't do that with this because I got the spare tire in the way. So I think we might do, and I know people are screaming, put it on that triangle, put it on that triangle. I think we might put it on this triangle right here. Kick it sideways and stick it like that. That way you can see it. We might do that on the other side too, since I think there's one in the exact same spot. Let's go back and look real quick. And I know we were just over there, but let's take a look. Yeah, we can do that. We're going to put it right here. We're going to take this light, the LED version, and put it right there. And then the trailer's done. We're going to see how far we can get on our cars. We definitely have to get that one going because that's my shop car. I need that for mobile service. We're going to get some shop work done because, as you can see, I have miles and miles of emptiness. See that? Miles and miles of emptiness. So just jump on board for that. Like our can crusher right there. I'm going to tell you a funny story real quick, then I'm going to wrap this up. Bought that a while back for crushing cans because that's what it's meant to do. Well, I got this wonderful idea. How about we screw it to the wall and I could use it and smash oil filters with it, since it's got this hole right here. Put a bucket down on the ground, smash my oil filters. Then I can recycle my oil filters without having oil in them. Well, first time I tried that, damn near broke the damn thing. So, needless to say, I'm going to have to get me a can crusher, or an oil filter crusher, more or less, and use that instead. But anyway, Yeah, sorry about this year. This year's been kind of crap. I've been busy. Didn't have time to film none of it, even though I've done some really awesome repairs this year. And I would have loved more than anything to bring you guys along. I need to get better equipment, basically. So if you're a film person, or you do videos for like your family or whatever, and you have a specific camera that you use, works really good, you know, maybe has a really good viewfinder on it or whatever, let me know. And then I can research it, and if I find one I like, if you suggested it to me, I'll give you a shout out if you'd like. Because this is being done on my iPhone 12. My iPhone 12 is a whole other story I will get into on my other channel, Charlie's Corner. If you want to hear it, I'll make that video for you. But otherwise, it's getting dark. Happy New Year to everybody. And next year, we're going to hit the ground running and see what we can do here. So, if you want to leave anything down below, go ahead. If you'd like to donate to the channel or to the business or anything like that, or you're in the Evansville, Indiana area and you need some work done, comment down below. Best way to get a hold of me for business is at my email at ranger.auto.repair@gmail.com, and I will put that in the description down below. Otherwise, be safe, stay warm, and keep it between the ditches.